and Fox News contributor. Marc, good evening to you.
Good evening, Martha.
Is it surprising that in this moment of just such toxic political division in this country, that seems to be bleeding over to George W. Bush as well in this moment?
Yeah, it's a useful reminder that before there was Trump derangement syndrome, there was Bush derangement syndrome. And
coined, I believe, by Charles Krauthammer, I believe, right?
Exactly, yes. Always Charles with the greatest phrases. And it seems to be alive and well on the left. Look, Ellen DeGeneres has done, she's the hero of the week. She's done a huge national service because she's reminding us that our fellow Americans who disagree with us are not our enemies. North Korea is our enemy. Iran is our enemy. ISIS is our enemy. Our fellow Americans, whatever their political views, are not our enemies. And this is only a controversial idea in two places, Washington, D.C. and Hollywood. Everywhere else in the country, people understand this. So if you think about it, every one of us, whether we're Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative, have a loved one who we disagree with on politics. I'm sure you do, I do.
Absolutely.
It could be an aunt, it could be a cousin, it could be your children, your parents. We love them anyway.
That's what makes America go around, right?
How hard is it to extend that same principle to people who are not our relatives? You know, that we can like somebody and fundamentally disagree with them on the direction of the country, but acknowledge that we all want to do what's best for our country. I thought Barack Obama was a terrible president. I didn't hate him. I didn't think that he was trying to ruin America. I thought he was trying to do his best for America. He was sincere. He was just sincerely wrong. How can we've got to get out of this? We're in this spiral of contempt in Washington and in Hollywood. Well, in America, they're not bathing in that sea of contempt in the heartland, but here in Washington and Hollywood, they certainly are.
I think you're absolutely right about that. Reese Witherspoon, basically commended Ellen. We can put her tweet up. And she said, "I have friends who don't think the same things that I do. When I say be kind to one another, I don't mean be kind to the people." She repeated what Ellen said, but then apparently she pulled it down because she got negative response for that. Susan Sarandon said, missing the point entirely, DeGeneres framed the issue as simply a matter of her hanging out with someone with different opinions, but not a man repeatedly accused of being a war criminal. Marc, speak to the war criminal judgment.
I'm hesitant to do it because it's such a ridiculous charge. But I mean, here's what I would say to it is, well, then, is Barack Obama a war criminal? Barack Obama launched the largest number of drone attacks in American history, including the targeted assassination of an American citizen, Anwar al-Awlaki, who was killed without any due process, without any right to defend his name. And he was taken out. Is anybody saying we can't be kind or can't be friends with Barack Obama because he participated in the targeted assassination of American citizens? It can go both ways.
And I think the overwhelming point is, as you say, we do disagree. Some of these issues are extraordinarily serious when you're talking about putting people in harm's way. And President George W. Bush and every single president, President Barack Obama, there's nothing that is more difficult on a president than making that decision to put people in harm's way. And I think that it's universally something that presidents take extremely seriously, and people can obviously differ on policy.
Or taking them out of harm's way, as President Trump is doing, which can have awful consequences as well. These are hard decisions, but the problem, Arthur, we have is that we're stovepiping ourselves. We're not talking to each other the way we used to. If you want to be a good liberal, an effective liberal, sometimes you got to listen to the other side and have a discussion so you can make your arguments more effective, even if you're not convinced.
And maybe speak out about the Uyghur situation once in a while in China if you really care about human beings and what they're being put through. Marc, thank you very much.
Thanks,
with President Trump in counterattack mode, some are now equating the so-called impeachment theater to World War II.